Also doesn't understand the rumors about the Carolina Hurricanes still being interested in. Maybe you had Jeff Merrick and David Mendota on the sheet talking about the Elias Pettersson trade situation. Merrick asks, would you do Elias Pettersson trade for EP40? We did make a video about this multiple days ago. Maybe like 2 weeks ago, something like that. But it was something along the lines of, hey, if the Carolina Hurricanes are really interested in your guy, like they have been on Elias Pettersson the past years. In this case, it's like, okay, well, the guy was wanting a little bit more money than the Hurricanes were willing to give him, and that's why they had him in trade talks. They sent him to Colorado. They got Rantanen back. It didn't work out. They got Stankoven instead, and then they won the Stanley Cup. I think they did some pretty good business there. But they're expected with David Mendota essentially said, hey, Pettersson for Kotkaniemi and more seems like something to try. Now, Donald is saying that he's not sure where this is coming from. Hey, like, why are the Carolina Hurricanes being talked about as a Pettersson destination? They just won the Stanley Cup. Seems like they've already accomplished their goals. But they were close on the money industry. Today. And Martin is already from Colorado. The guy who produced, what is this, 83 points in a 79-game season to a 100-point player in 78 games. Martin Necas legitimately went over to the new team and became a 100-point scorer. And he's not even just, oh, he only does that because he's playing with the team in the cars. He was over a point per game at the Olympics, too. 8 points, 5 games for Czechia. That's really, really solid. Necas is a guy that I actually was a raging fan of back when he was drafted in the 2017 draft. Multiple spots behind Elias Pettersson. Thinking about it now, if the Carolina Hurricanes were able to get cheap instead of Rantanen, would they have been able to win the Stanley Cup with this caliber of guy? A player for 45 points in 64 games last season, and he put up 51 points in 74 games the year after that? I get that Pettersson was playing on the worst team in the NHL, but if Carolina makes that trade, if they get Pettersson, they don't make the Rantanen deal, then they don't make the Stankoven deal, Pettersson stays in Carolina. Does Pettersson have that same chemistry with Jackson Blake and Taylor Hall that Logan Stankoven did? I certainly don't think EP40 has some work ethic that a Stankoven displays on the ice. Maybe this trade being avoided resulted in Carolina getting themselves that Stanley Cup. Although it does sting a little bit to feel Marty Necas could have been enough, and that he wasn't able to get that through. So when Florida has seen some criticism tossed Necas' way, this is what they're doing in the playoffs, yes. As we look at the points that have scored against Vegas, I mean, that's not great. 1 point in game 4, 1 point in game 3. 0 points in games 1 and 2. Not really indicative of a 100-point scorer. Now, as it pertains to this theory Kotkaniemi, the conversation on him has actually gotten very good cushions as well. You have Frank Saravalli, who posted his buyout candidates list earlier this morning on Hockey247.com. And he's very Kotkaniemi, front and center. He is the guy. He even says on the Kevin Terry show, Frank Saravalli thinks that the Hurricanes are going to have a Sperry Kotkaniemi buyout. So you have some just enough for him to have been given that right to have his games etched on the Stanley Cup. You saw all those games towards the end of the year where Rod Brind'Amour was scratching Sebastian Aho and playing the Sperry Kotkaniemi. Not only did that give Aho the rest needed to go out into the playoffs, and that's not necessarily going to say dominated, you do that, but it gave Kotkaniemi the game split in order to get the Stanley Cup. So that was a pretty masterful move from the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, he's getting $4.8 million at the end of 2030 as a healthy stretch during the entire playoffs. Is this guy worthy of getting bought out? I'm not going to say it's reasonable, but not everybody's thinking that. Maybe he gets traded for Pettersson instead. So with all that said, give me your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the latest on the Elias Pettersson trade discourse from Marty Necas' name being brought up once again to your Sperry Kotkaniemi being thrown into the mix? Thoughts on Chase Weavers, Cole Clayton, and Jack Thompson getting their AHL. We've got a trade to announce. Mike Greer has been wheeling and dealing as the San Jose Sharks have acquired a defenseman. Now, Canucks fans who are tuning in to this video, or other NHL fans who have been looking at the San Jose Sharks as a potential trade destination for your defenseman, fear not. Because this trade doesn't really change everything for the San Jose Sharks and their people. We explain why in this video that the trade deal is as follows. The San Jose Sharks have received the defenseman Michael Kesselring and the 27th overall pick